Recently, I've solicited a lot of questions from my patrons that they would like to have answered in kind of a question and answer sort of format. So the way Bruno and I think we're going to do this is I'm going to answer one question at a time, and each one of them is going to be its own video all to itself. So we don't have to it would take us weeks to gang this whole thing together, because a lot of these questions entail actually showing something that I'm doing, and to set all that up and do it at once would take a phenomenal amount of the very first thing I want to talk about, which is time. I've got 7 email threads and 2 different text messages and all these things, and I have my friends asking me, what the status of my job is that I have 19 different communication paths open for. I got news for you. This is the first time I told you this. Everything I have of yours is safe and oiled and getting worked on in the order it's going to be worked on in. I will communicate with you when I need to communicate with you about something that I need to do about your project. I don't have a lot of time to hold hands in this format. If each one of the 45 or 50 open jobs I have in here have 6 open threads on me, and every time they want to communicate, it's an open thread, it gets very, very difficult to keep up with that. And so I don't do it. I don't answer questions that I'm not going to answer. I just don't have the time, or all I would do is sit down and mess with my keyboard, which brings me to the second question is apprentices. And, how do I become one of Mark's apprentices? And the answer is the window of opportunity there has closed. I'm a little too old now, and it takes a phenomenal amount of psychological effort to teach someone something while you are responsible for every single fingerprint they roll on anything. The only exception to that is checkering, where the worst thing you can do is screw up a $500 chunk of walnut. But I have taught everybody I'm going to teach now. I've still got 14 people kind of on a hook that drift in and out of here as they can. But from steady state teaching, those of you that have actually had to teach understand what a psychological drain it is. So it all comes down to time. I'm not taking on any more apprentices, and as I get done with the ones I'm done with, I'm going to discharge them into the surroundings and concentrate on working on gear that's on the bench, some of which has been in this shop for a long time, and I need to get to that instead of holding everybody's hands and making them feel better. If I've taken in your gear, it's here. I have taken in a very small amount of it. So that's the answer to the first 2 questions, which was apprentices and why I don't type well. It doesn't help that these are the only 2 fingers I can type with.